Hello, everyone. Can we hear me? Please let me know once you can hear me. Let me know once you can hear me. Uh, I had a little issue with LinkedIn, like right now, so I had to get on top of it and start circulating the new link. It was quite intense, The former link had about 95 people waiting to attend, and I was trying to connect with my streaming platform, and I was getting a notification that the event does not exist. The event has been cancelled somehow. So I had to, I had to quickly find a way to set up a new link and push it out. I'm still in the middle of pushing it out right now. So I don't know if this is 15 minutes gone already, and I'm really, really trying to. I'm really trying to, get as many people that might have gotten the former link to get on with this new link. So, in case you see me checking my phone, and I am most likely trying to send the link to people that got the formal link. So I am so sorry for that. I am super, super sorry for that. This is the first time it's happening. It never happened last week. It never happened 2 weeks ago. This is the very first time this is happening. So I guess it's an issue with StreamYard. They just updated their platform. So there are a lot of glitches here and there that I can notice on their platform as well. So I am deeply sorry for that, and our attendance is quite low. Like now, someone just sent me a message now for the link that is not working. So I am super, super sorry, and I will try as much as possible to make this brief. You know, I will try as much as possible to make this brief. I have my notes ready already, and so, but this, I don't like when I am ready for a meeting and something just comes and get in the way of that. It gets to me a little. So, uh, can we hear me loud and clear? Can we hear me loud and clear now? Can we hear me clearly? I want to confirm that we can hear me. I want to be sure we can all hear me. Would love a feedback. And while we are checking the audio, if you can hear me, can you drop where you're joining from and who invited you to this call? I would really love to hear where you're joining from and who invited you onto this call. Oh, yeah, thank you, Jessica. I think I need to share the link to the Slack community. Let me share the new link to the Slack community. Let me do that in a moment. So yeah, let me get a feel of where we are joining from and who invited you. Let me know who invited you. If I invited you, just tell me that I invited you. You said on my profile, just tell me you said on my profile. And if someone actually invited you, let me know who invited you onto the call. It would be lovely to get to know who got you on the call. So let me quickly drop the new link into the Slack community. All right, all right, all right. So is the audio better now? I'm trying to confirm if the audio is better. Okay, awesome. Sylvia, we have Sylvia from Kenya. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sylvia, glad to have you. Glad to have you on this call. On this call, it's amazing. It's amazing to have you join us. It's amazing to have you join us. Sylvia from Kenya, good to have you here. I invited you. Awesome. Yes, I know I sent you a DM. Jessica, awesome to be here. We have now I can't pronounce this. I don't like mispronouncing people's name. So when I say a name I can't pronounce, I try as much as possible to avoid pronouncing it so that I won't mispronounce your name. So I can see you, but I can't pronounce your name, right? Joining from Nigeria, I invited you. Awesome. And we have Comfort from Lagos. I invited you. Awesome. You guys are showing up for me. I'm glad. I like that. I like that. I like that. The audio is fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Ogechuku from Abuja. Ogechuku from Abuja. Cynthia, thank you for honoring my invite. It means so much to me that you honored my invite. Thanks so much for honoring my invite. From Nigeria, thank you for honoring my invite. Thank you so much for honoring my invite. I think I've taken too much of our time already, so let's get straight to what we have. Let's get straight to the business that we have for today. But once in a while, once I see that someone is dropping a message for me on LinkedIn asking for the link, I would share. I would have to, take a moment just to share the link with them. Bolanle from Ibadan. Awesome. Good to have you on this call. Thank you for honoring my invite. It means a lot. It means a lot, everyone. Hello, Oluchi. How are we doing? So, guys, today I want to talk about mistakes that we're making as VAs that might be keeping a lot of VAs underpaid. And I was going over the book I wrote. I think that was last month. A lot of you might have gotten a copy of that book. If you don't have a copy of the book yet, you can just let me know in my DM, or you can just let whoever invited you to this call know that you don't have a copy of that book, and they will get the book across to you. So I was going about that book, and I think that I want to talk more about some of the things I wrote in that book, specifically the major ones, the major mistakes that needs urgent attention. It's one thing to know that you are making a mistake, and the moment you know that you are making a mistake, you are already on the right path to you are already on the right path to correct that mistake. But the moment you don't even know, you are not aware that you are making a mistake, that's where the problem is. And many VAs, especially in Africa, we don't know that we are making some mistakes. Some of them don't know they are making some mistakes. And because you don't know you are making some mistakes, it's possible that you keep repeating the same thing over and over again, and thinking you are doing the right thing, not knowing that you are not correctly doing what you're doing. And so I come here today to talk about those mistakes. Last week we talked about high income skills that can help you to earn as a VA in Africa. And if you were not able to join us last week, you can go to my to Kadima page. Just go to Kadima page on LinkedIn, and you can find the recording from last week, and go over it, and definitely you would get one or two things, you will learn one or two things from there. All right, so we want to look at what some VAs are doing wrong and how you can correct that. I have a burden that I entered this year with. It has not left me, and I don't want it to leave me until I achieve that goal. It's more like a goal, but I call it a burden because I want to see 1,000 African VAs earning as much as $1,000 every single month. Now, I am able to make this bold, audacious uh, statement or goal for myself, not just because I feel like doing it, but because number one, I was inspired by God to do this. And number two, I really, really want to see as many virtual professionals break out into the global space. and start creating for themselves what I call high income opportunities. And for you to do that, you have to first of all, one of the ways to when you want to raise a building high, you might need to dig some very deep foundations. Or better still, let me say that if you want to heal up, you might need to reopen the wound. And in this context, what I mean is you might want to look at some of the things that you might have done wrong and want to try to correct them so that going forward, those things are not going to keep you or keep dragging you backward. So when you learn that these things are not correct, you are able to know what is correct and do what is correct. So we call it unlearning. Now you have learned something. Most of you are VAs, all of you are VAs that have been trained one way or the other, certified one way or the other. So you have learned something. And then now you might need to, in addition to what you have learned, you might actually need to unlearn some things and relearn some things, right? You might need to unlearn some things and relearn some things. And I made these statements maybe late last year when we started reaching out to VAs, and I made the statement that I received a lot of messages from VAs who are reaching out to me and telling me that, oh, they would love to work with me, and then they would send me a particular Google form and expect me to fill that Google form, in expectation that when I fill that Google form, I'll be able to state what I need from them as a VA, and from there we can work together. But I have come to see that that approach don't work, and I'm also glad to see that it has reduced drastically. Most VAs that are being trained right now hardly send that out, or maybe they've not sent it to me in a while, maybe, but they hardly send it out. So there's nothing wrong for you to commit yourself to unlearning. If you host went to school in Nigeria or somewhere in Africa, I don't know if this applies to all countries in Africa, but I know this applies to Nigeria. There are some things you learn in primary school that when you get to your secondary school, if you agree with this, you can just drop in the comments so that I will know that I'm not alone, I'm not beside myself, right? If you agree with what I'm about to say, you can drop in the comments, and that way I would know that I am not alone, I am not beside myself. So if you schooled in Nigeria and you went through primary school in Nigeria, there is a high chance that the things you learned in your primary school, when you get to your secondary school, they might tell you that some of those things are not completely or entirely correct. So they will tell you that, oh, some of those things you learned are not absolutely correct. Let me give you an example. In primary school, they don't teach you that there is something like negative in arithmetics, right? They will tell you that it's not possible for you to have 2 minus 3. They will tell you that the answer is impossible, right? They will tell you that it's not possible to have 7, is it 7 divided by 0? That it will give you, it is impossible, right? They will tell us some calculations, some kind of calculations are impossible. However, when we get to the secondary school, we start realizing that it is actually possible to have negative in arithmetics. And then when you get to the university level, you realize that some things that you were taught in secondary school are also not entirely correct. So they will now tell you that you need to unlearn so that you can relearn, right? And that is how life is. You start learning, but you see, on that journey of learning, you have to unlearn some things, and then you now have to relearn some things. It's like you creating room for more things to come in. So if you don't get rid of the junks in your mind, if you don't get rid of the junks that you have taken in, it may not create room for new things, for new information. It may not create room for something new to come in. All right. So the same thing on this journey as a VA. We've learned some things. Now you might need to unlearn some things so that you can create room for other things. And I'm going to start by saying some of those things one way or the other. Now, you want to help me here. You can tell me in the comments what's your biggest goal as a VA. Like, I really want you to take your time to think about it before you drop your response in the comments. Really take your time. Think about this. If you need to take a pen or a paper, or you have thought about it before and you have your answer ready, that would be awesome. What is your biggest goal as a VA? Why? Why did you start this journey as a VA? Why did you decide to become a virtual assistant? Why did you embark on this journey? Why did you take that course? Why did you get that certification? Why are you on this webinar? What exactly do you want? What exactly are you looking for? What is it? What is it that when you get it, you feel a sense of you get a sense of fulfillment that yes, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been searching for. This is what I've been waiting for. What is that thing for you? Is it a certain level of income? If it is a certain level of income, help me. Tell me that level of income in the comment. How much do you think would make it worth it for you as a VA in this journey? What do you think? How much do you think you need to make that will make you tell yourself that, yes, I am finally making sense out of this journey. This journey is finally making sense to me. What are the things? What is the income level? If yours is not income level, then what is it? What is it? Is it freedom, time freedom? Is it ability to hone your time and say that I decide to work at this time and work at this time and work at this time? For you, is it the ability to work from anywhere? See, people have different reasons for doing what they are doing. So don't assume that everybody is looking for money. Some people are not looking for money. They just need to get themselves busy. Some people are not actually, in the sense of it, looking for money. They just need something to get them busy. They just need something to get them off the ground, right? They need something to give them. They need something to give them a push from where they are. So this is personal to you. If you are comfortable sharing in the comments, I would love to see it. I would love to hear it. Why did you start in the first place? Why? Why did you start? What was your motivation? What led you up to this point? What brought you up to this point? If you don't have this question genuinely answered, properly answered, you will realize that you easily lose motivation. When things don't work the way you want them to work, you lose motivation. When things don't work out the way you want them to work out, you lose motivation. But when you know exactly why you started, it is easy to keep reminding yourself that this was why I started. This was why I am doing this. And so when you feel like a little bit discouraged, a little bit, out of motion with yourself, you can put yourself back together, take a break or take a retreat, and get back on the horse. Right? So I want to hear it. Okay, we have someone already. Sharon said she loved the flexibility of working as a virtual assistant. That is for someone, the flexibility. That's flexibility. Now, let me tell you something. The reason why I said money may not really be the entire thing is because money would always come. Sharon is looking for flexibility. On that quest of looking for flexibility, money would come because eventually you will get an opportunity that allows you to be flexible and pay for that flexibility, right? So if money is the only thing, you are likely going to lose motivation when that money is not coming. But when there's something else, and money is like a means, not the end itself. Money should not be the end itself. And see, some of the mistakes I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to rush through the mistakes because I think I've taken most of the time already. One of the mistakes that most of these mistakes are built on the foundation of using money as your foundation, as the basis, as the reason why you started. So, because money is the reason why you started, so many things are likely going to not work out properly the way they should work out. All right. So, let me see somebody else. Jessica said, the passion, doing something physical. She said, is the passion as that's what I've been doing, although physical, okay, draw me to VA to balance between work and life. That's also the longer definition of flexibility, right? Is the longer definition of flexibility. So you have to have your reason. Lovett says location flexibility. Yes, the pay is important. I know the pay is important. As much as we want something flexible, as much as we want something that get us excited, money is important. All right. Okay, let me get from someone else. Olamide said financial stability. And the reason for that financial stability is for our kids. See, that is what I'm talking about. Why are you doing this? What led you here? What brought you here? You have to be sure. You have to always remind yourself that this was why I started. Now, like I said, many of these mistakes are built on a certain foundation of using money as the reason for starting, the reason for getting involved in the first place. And that will lead us mistake to the first mistake. Because you have been certified, because you have been trained, because you have received everything that you need to get started, to work with CEOs, to work with businesses, to work with international foreign clients and all of that. Because you have all of that does not mean that you focus on the skills. Mistake number one, and I hope you are writing this down, you are noting this down. Mistake number one is you are selling your skills instead of your results. You are selling your skills instead of your results. When you focus on the skills, people don't really care about your skills. This is what I mean. When you want to, when you want to, hire, when you want to board a public transport. Let's say, for example, you want to quickly get somewhere, so you need to take a bike, you need to jump on a bike. When you stop that bike man, do you ask them that how skilled are you in the art of driving a bike? How many times have you asked, right? Answer me in the comments. How many times have you asked that driver, that cab driver, or that bike man, that how skilled are you in the art of driving? I can bet with my entire account balance, no matter how small it is, that you have never asked. If you have ever asked, challenge him in the comments. But I can bet that you have never asked that bike man or that cab driver how skilled are they in the art of driving. Do you know why? Because we don't care about the skills. We care about the outcome. We care about the result. We care about the destination. So you ask a simple question: can you take me to this destination? If the answer is yes, you negotiate and you get on the bike. If the answer is no, you let them go and you wait for somebody else. So most of the time, people don't care about your skills. People don't care about your skills. They care about the outcome. They care about the outcome. What are you able to achieve for them? What are you able to do for them? But you see, many VAs, because we are certified, because we are trained, and this is why, this is a personal opinion, I'm not so big on certifications. I love, we have an academy where we plan to give out certifications, right? But I'm not so big on certifications. I am big on what can you do with that certification? What can you do with that skill? So many VAs will love to brag about, oh, I just got certified. And LinkedIn is blowing this up for everybody. So you see someone come and post on LinkedIn, and this is not me talking to anyone. If you have done this before, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about you. I've done it before as well. So we are all guilty of this. But this is where I'm going. We go on LinkedIn and we say that I am excited to announce, I am thrilled to announce that I just got certified. I just finished this certification program. It's amazing. It's awesome. But what comes next? What comes next after the certification? So are you going to keep focusing on your skills? You're going to keep focusing on your certifications? What can you do? What results can you help us achieve? What result can you bring to the table? What outcome can you drive with your skill? That is the most important question. It is not about what skills you have. It is not about how skilled you are. It is about what can you do about these skills? What can you do about this certification? So the first mistake that I want everybody here, and I want you to make a commitment today that you will not repeat that mistake again from now till you become a billionaire or millionaire, whatever it is. Stop selling your skills. Focus on the result. And results are more emotionally driven. Skills are logically driven. People, when you tell people, okay, let me ask you this. You want to take a bike, and the bike man start telling you, he now start explaining to you the art of driving. See, there is a high chance that even though that bike man can drive the bike and can take you to your destination, there is a very high chance that you will not get on that bike. Because the moment he start telling you that, oh, by the time before I get the bike to move, I have to press the clutch and put the gear in gear one, and then I raise the accelerator, and the bike jumps forward and moves forward, and still on that motion I have to press the clutch again, change the bike to gear two, press it again, change it to gear three, and when I notice that something is I am moving close to a car in front of me or something like an obstacle, I have to hit the brake while we are still moving. So he's trying to tell you that while I'm on motion, my brain is working on different things. I am calculating that should I move to the next gear, or this current gear will take us forward a little bit, or when am I supposed to press the brake? How strong should I press the brake? Right? And he's explaining all of that to you. And you are wondering, so you are telling me that I will sit behind you, and in your mind you are calculating all of these things, and you are telling yourself, what if he's not thinking properly? What if he's coming from someone that broke his heart, and he got carried away by the thought of that heartbreak, and he forget to press the brake when we are about to hit an obstacle, right? And you're thinking of all of that in your mind. You're like, so you mean this is all that goes in your mind just to take me to my destination? I bet you would rather trek than get on that bike, because now you start asking yourself, what if? What if? What if? A lot of what ifs that would have never, those what ifs would never come up if he simply told you that just sit down and I will drive you to your destination. Like, just sit down and I will drive you to your destination. The same thing when you want to board a flight. Imagine the pilot is announcing to you that these are the mechanics that go into the taking off of an aeroplane. All right. And these are the systems that we need to put in place. And these are the things that we need to consider. Right. I'm not getting feedback from you. Like, I we still together, because these are some of the things that go on in the mind of your clients when you start focusing on your skills, not your results. What they care about is what can you bring to the table. They don't care. They don't really care about how you're going to bring it to the table. They don't really care about what are you going to do, right? They just want to know, can you do this for me? This is what the challenge is. Can you do this for me? All right. So that is mistake number one: selling your skills instead of results. And from now on, from today, make a commitment that I will sit down and learn and ask myself, how do I project my results more than my skills? How do I emphasize more on my results more than my skills? So it is not about my skills now, it is about my result. The second mistake that VAs are making that we need to stop immediately is competing on price. This is why I said, you saying that money is the reason you are starting is a dangerous reason to start. You don't come into the VA business or the VA space because you are looking for urgent 2K. If you did, you will start charging people ridiculous prices. So you are trying to look affordable. This evening, before we get on this call, I was meditating and I was asking myself that a lot of VAs are claiming they are affordable, whereas they are just cheap. I think you need to clock that one, clock it, right? A lot of VAs they are thinking in their mind that they are affordable, but the way they position themselves, they are positioning themselves as cheap. Affordable and being cheap, they are not the same. Trust me, they are not the same. They are not. Being affordable is not the same as being cheap. Being affordable is that you are good at what you do. The reason why you are charging that amount is not because you are afraid that they will look for somebody cheaper. You become cheap when you are telling them that, oh, I can do this for this amount, but I'm open to negotiation. See, the moment you use that line, I'm open to negotiation, you have simply positioned yourself as cheap. So they're asking that, okay, how much do you charge for this service? Well, you answer something like, oh well, normally I charge $1,000, but I'm open to negotiation with you. See, the moment you say that you are open to negotiation, you have ended that conversation. You have simply positioned yourself as I am a cheap VA. Why would you say you're open to negotiation? It is better you say that my rate for this service is $700. Full stop. Full stop. At that point, their mind, they feel like this person is quite affordable. But the moment you say, I am open to negotiation, it's I'm open to negotiation. I'm open to negotiation is I'm cheap. You can price me down. That's what you're saying. You can price me down. Why would you give them the right to price you down? Why would you give them the license to price you down? State your price and put full stop. End the conversation. One of the things I learned in sales is that when you're on a call with someone and you've told them that this is the investment, stop talking. Because the more you talk, the more you spoil the matter. Stop talking. So you just put full stop. This is my rate. Full stop. You don't say I charge $800, but for you I can do $700. Why? Why? Like, why? Why? I still don't know why you want to do that. You are simply pricing yourself down. So stop competing on price. See, go and look at, we have a CMA program where we created a particular worksheet that helps everybody that goes through that worksheet to list the service and put their prices. And at the end of that worksheet, I remember putting it there that if you think about your price and you are cringing, then maybe you need to work on your mind or reduce that price. Listen to what I'm saying. You listed your service on a paper, and then you now wrote there that I offer email management, content management, and at the bottom, my total service rate is $1,200. So every time you say that $1,200, you cringe. A part of you says that, a part of you feels like, hope this is not too expensive. Hope this price is not high. Hope you are telling yourself that we did not say that I'm too expensive. When you start thinking that thought, please, I'm begging you, you can enter my DM. Let's have a one-on-one, because you cannot like, why, if you are not comfortable with that price, don't give it to anybody. Work on your mind first. Work on your mind first. Work on your mind first, or reduce the price you give out. Those are the two options I'm giving you. Work on your mind or reduce the price. Have a price that when you say it, you are not cringing. When you say it, you are not feeling like, is this not too much? Every time I give out my price, I start asking myself, how can I raise this price? Because a part of my mind has outgrown some certain level of income. It's you need to work on that part of your mind. Your mind needs to outgrow some level of income. You have to start doing things no more for the money, but for the result, for the process. I was speaking with one client and he was telling me that how much, do I really want to earn? Like, what's my biggest goal? My biggest, and I told him, I said, see, the money is important, but right now, what is more important for me is the process. I'm thinking in my mind, how do I get the best result for you? How do I bring the best to your business? How do I bring the best on your team? If I join your team, I want to become the best on that team. If I join whatever you are doing, I want to make sure I deliver the best. So those are the things I'm thinking about. I'm not concerned about how much you want to pay me, how much you want to give me, how much bonus are we negotiating. See, I will give you the rate that works for me. And if it works for you, we would have something to talk about. If it doesn't work for you, we move. Right? So I don't want to give you a rate that I will be feeling like I didn't charge enough, or I am not being compensated enough. I want to charge a rate that when I start working, I don't have to think about the money. I am now thinking about how do I deliver the best and how do I become the best. So work on your mind. Work on your mind. Don't give out a price that makes you cringe. It is better you reduce the price before you give it out, or you take your time to work on your mind. All right. And never ever say to a client that this is how much I want to, this is how much I charge, but I'm open to negotiation. Even if it's an interview and they ask you that, what is your salary expectation? Let me give you a trick to answer that question. What is your salary expectation? The moment, if in their mind, let's say I'm interviewing you now for example, and before we got on the call, I already planned that I was going to pay you $1,500, right? I was going to pay you $1,500, and I asked you on the call, what's your salary expectation? And then you now tell me that my salary expectation currently is between $700 to $900. Now, I was thinking of 1,500. In my mind, 1,500. But you are telling me that your expectation is 700 to 900. It will become me doing a disservice to you to eventually offer you 1,500. You know why? Your mind has simply communicated that the level I am currently, I am not on the level of 1,500. I am on the level of 700 to 900. So if I give you 1,500, you might misbehave because that money will feel too much for you. So when people ask what your salary expectation is, they are trying to understand the state of your mind when it comes to money. So you want to first of all work on your mind. The best way to answer that question, what are your salary expectations, is ask them. Before we got on this call, before you put out a banner, a post that you are looking for someone to work on your team, or you are looking to hire someone, you must have created a budget for this position. So you tell me, what is your budget for this position? Right? When you push the question back to them, they most likely will tell you what they have in mind. All right. Most likely they will tell you what they have in mind. And the moment you ask that question, they know that you are intelligent. They know that you are intelligent. So they will not feel like they can use you, because you asking that question has communicated to them that I am an intelligent person and I am not moved. I am not impulsive. I think things through. I came here prepared. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. All right. So I think that was quite helpful. Let me see your feedback in the comments. I think that was quite helpful. We have a question, but I need to start the question so that I will take them at the end. So let me move on to number three. Number three mistake, I really need to rush now, right? Number three mistake is you are not positioning yourself properly. And if you have gone through my post a lot on LinkedIn, you would have noticed how I talk about it a lot. And that is focus on your niche. Like the riches, I think I've been saying this almost in every webinar I've been having. The riches is in the niches. The riches is in the niches. Pick a niche. If you want to go to medical, stay on medical. Don't say because you are not getting clients, you are jumping from medical. I said this last week. I said you can explore different options and eventually stick to one. If you are just starting, it's okay to start from everywhere. Be everywhere when you are starting. But one thing you must not do when you are growing is that after you start and you are everywhere, start observing what you enjoy. Which parts do you enjoy? Which parts do you love? Start paying attention to them and focus on them. Some people love to write. Why don't you develop yourself into becoming a ghostwriter, a transcriber, whatever it is that's related to copywriting? Some people love to do designs. Why don't you focus on social media content? Why don't you focus on graphics? Why don't you upskill yourself and probably go into presentations, proposal writings? See, I'm just giving you ideas on the top of my head. I am in sales. So everything I know is in sales. But I'm trying to tell you that focus on the niche. My niche is sales, and I'm staying there and focusing on it. Pick your own niche. Is it medical? Is it real estate? Because now we have Airbnb, we have short-term rental VAs, STR VAs, short-term rentals, Airbnb, and all of that. Pick a niche. And see, the earlier you pick your niche, the better it is for you. Because the moment you pick your niche, you are going to know to yourself, you are going to tell yourself that this is what I'm focusing on. And you are going to go all out to learn, to advance, to get better in that area. So pick a niche and start positioning yourself, start building up yourself in that niche. And that will lead me to mistake number 4. is that your niche is not high income. This may sound a little biased, but you see, there are some industries that are high income, and there are some industries that are not so high income. And this is how you know the difference. When you see that there is a particular industry that a lot of people are there, I tell people that Upwork is good for finding opportunities. Very good. But you see, for you to start getting premium opportunities on Upwork, you must have done some grunt works. You must have gone through some stages. You must have been really, really focused, dedicated, consistent, right? To build up your profile, right? So, but you see, if you don't understand that there are some high income skill stack that you must have, you may keep struggling at the bottom of the pyramid. So ask yourself, what are the high income skill stack in this industry I have chosen? What are those things that now one way to identify high income stack is look at what is the most painful problem that these people have, and how many people are out there solving it. This may sound really, really biased. I don't like when people say they are just admin support. In God's name, what are you doing as an admin support? What exactly are you doing as an admin support? You are trying to position as an admin support in this age and time where people can automate almost everything on CloudBot. If you don't know what CloudBot is, then that is part of what I'm talking about. CloudBot is even more advanced than AI agents. It can be integrated into almost everything, every form of tech on your system, on your phone, on your gadget, whatever. And you can list out your entire itinerary and the time you want it done on that platform. And I think you can integrate it on WhatsApp, on Telegram, or some other platforms. I saw a demo video of it, right? And I think that was last month or 2 months ago. But it was a little bit too techy for me to get involved in. But I love it because what it simply does is this. I saw how this person used it. This person integrated it into his Telegram, right? And he listed all he wants to do in the entire day and the time he want to do them. So what the CloudBot will do for him is that the CloudBot would, at the time that he was meant to do it, if it is something the CloudBot can execute, it will execute on his behalf. So he will just see the outcome, the result. And if it is something the clubber cannot manage on its own, it will involve the owner. See, admin support, what exactly are you doing as an admin support? Please forgive me if this is sounding a little bit harsh. I am not biased, but I am sounding biased because if you are claiming you are doing admin support, what are you doing? Exactly, what are you doing? What are you doing for them that somebody else, the next available VA, cannot do for them? What can you do that the next available person cannot do for them? What will be your unique advantage? What will make you different? What will make you stand out? What will position you differently? These are the things you have to ask yourself. There may not be anything wrong with admin support. Probably you just need to find your edge. You just need to find your unique advantage. I have listed a couple of skills in our community on my LinkedIn that you can pay attention to if you are really looking for high income. An example of them is probably funnel building, how to build funnels for people, SEO. And now that we have AI, we have what we call GEO, that's generative engine optimization. The former was search engine optimization. Now we have generative engine optimization. Email marketing. A lot of businesses are doing serious cold outreach, using emails. You doing a lot of email engagement. Can you learn email marketing as a VA? Add it to what you can do. Building funnels, SEO, GEO, AI automations, workflow automations. These are some of the things we talked about last week. We talked extensively about this in our last week webinar. So you can watch the webinar last week and learn from there. So what high income skills are you going to learn? Are you going to add to what you have? Now, when you are done unlearning, this is where you need to relearn. You are done unlearning. Now you need to relearn. Don't be lazy to upskill yourself. Don't be lazy to get better at what you are doing. Don't be too complacent. Because it took you 3 months to learn this skill does not mean that's the skill that will eventually give you high income opportunities. You might need to add one or two things to it. You might even need to change some of the things you have learned. You might need to pivot completely, change your industry completely, change your skill stack completely. So always keep that open mind. Always have that open mind. All right. And number five is sales. Many VAs are avoiding sales. First of all, you need to sell yourself. You need to sell yourself. You need to be able to enter people's DM and tell them and start a conversation with them about yourself and tell them this is what you do and this is what you can do for them. Many VAs don't don't pay attention to sales enough. I made a post earlier this week about how most of the things you have learned in that VA academy have actually trained you to become great at sales. But because they did not outrightly say that this is sales or this is how you do it, you are not so much paying attention to it. You have to first of all learn to sell yourself. Selling yourself means that you know how to start a conversation with strangers and get them to like you, get them to want to work with you. That's one part. The second part is that, like I posted today on my Instagram, many businesses are looking for salespeople. And as a VA, I tell people that if you are starting out as a VA, one of the fastest skill that can get you engaged as fast as possible is sales. And the reason is because businesses are actively and always looking for sales. Always and actively looking for sales. Always and actively looking for sales. I think at this point, I need to share my screen so that I can show you something. Give me a moment. Let me share my screen. I need to show you something. Okay, let me know once you can see my screen. Let me know once you can see my screen, everyone. Can we see my screen? I'm trying to confirm that we can see my screen. Okay, I think we can see my screen. Now, I want to show you what is possible in sales. This is our opportunity board. We started putting this out last week. In just 2 weeks, you can see, in just 2 weeks, we have we have more than 60 sales opportunities. I think it's a little bit tiny, so let me expand the screen. In just 2 weeks, we have more than 60 sales opportunities. All of these are all sales opportunities. Sales opportunities. And trust me, these are all entry level. Entry level. Now, let me clarify something in sales. In sales, there are two aspects, and that is the SDR or the BDR and the account managers or the account executives. Now, the SDRs or the BDRs are the people we call the appointment setters, and the account managers or account executives are the people we call closers. Now, so we have the setters and we have the closers. The setters are the people that are simply having conversation with potential clients, and they are communicating with the clients, potential clients, what they are trying to confirm from the potential clients if they are qualified. And once they are qualified, all they have to do, see, let me summarize it. Your job as an appointment setter in sales is to book appointments. That's why they call it appointment setters, setting appointments. You are simply booking sales. That is your job. You are simply booking appointments. You are not selling, you are not closing, you don't even have to get on a call with them. You simply have to book the appointment. There are two ways to do this. There is the way to do it using phone calls, and there is the way to do it using DMs alone. So I decided, because I have a lot of experience when it comes to DM. So I decided to focus only on DMs, DM settings. Why am I showing you this? I didn't just want to talk about it. I thought showing you would be better than just talking about it. And this was what we did in just 2 weeks. You can see them. And some of them, you can see their income at the right, on the right side of your screen. For example, look at this particular skill. This sales development representative that was posted on Thursday, that was yesterday. It comes with a base pay of $25 per hour. Another DM setter comes with $5,000 to $7,000 base plus commission. Are these figures real? Well, that's what I do. Maybe you feel like, what am I trying to do? Am I trying to force everybody into sales? Of course not. That's not what I'm trying to do. I can't even do that. Why do I want to do that? Why do I want to force everybody into sales? What I want is that you know that there are skills out there that businesses are actively looking for. If we could find more than 60 opportunities in the space of 2 weeks, 60 opportunities in the space of 2 weeks. So we decided to do this because we don't want we don't want VAs to spend all their time searching for opportunities, taking their entire time searching for opportunities. And it is completely free. If that's what you're thinking, it's completely free. Some of you are already there. So if you are not there, you can reach out to whoever invited to this call and you'll be added. You don't have to spend your time looking for them. We provide them for you. And this is what I do. So I think that every VA that is just starting needs to learn sales. Number one, you can use that skill in sales to sell yourself as a VA. You can decide to use that skill to work with businesses, international businesses that will pay you in dollars. Mistake number six is no client acquisition system, which is still the same as sales. It is still the same as sales. You can see sales alone is takes about 2% of the mistakes, because if you know how to sell yourself, you will be able to enter anybody's DM and tell them what you do confidently, get them to work with you. And if you don't want to do that, you can decide to be working with businesses and get them to see you as indispensable, see you as someone that is extremely valuable. I think I need to show you one more thing about sales. And that is why one of the reasons why we started the Remote Sales Academy is not because we just wanted to start another VA academy. It is because we have over 100,000 VAs. Yes, that's the updated statistics now. We have over 100,000 VAs in Nigeria, and we are just 25 on this call. The question is this: how do you want to position yourself to compete with 100,000 VAs out there? What are you going to do differently? I hope you know that ideas are universal. As you are thinking about an idea, somebody else is thinking about that same idea. Execution is key. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? I shared, if you are on the Slack channel, you must have seen what I'm about to show you. I shared my 2 weeks earning on the Slack channel just yesterday night. And as much as possible, I will just show this a little bit and move on. Can we see my screen? We are almost done. So if you have questions, you can start dropping your questions now. You can start dropping your questions if you have questions. So look at this. This was just 2 weeks of work. This was just 2 weeks of work. See, this, and you can do this across multiple clients with multiple people. You don't have to do this with just one person. You can do this across multiple areas, multiple people, with multiple people. This is just 2 weeks, just 2 weeks. And there is another thing that I think I can share. And I'm not sharing this because I just want to show myself. I want to just, show myself. That's not why. I'm showing you because this is possible. Very, very possible. So if you are not in the remote sales community, it is free to join the remote sales community. If you are not in that community, just reach out to whoever invited you. And I'm guessing that probably whoever invited you is already sharing the opportunities with you. All right. If they are not, reach out to them. If I am the one, reach out to me, and you will be getting it on Slack as well. Why am I using Slack? Many of the people you are going to be working with, they are going to be on Slack or Discord. And if you don't know how to use Slack, you will struggle to work with them. So you want to be able to get yourself accustomed to platforms like Slack, how to use Slack, how to communicate on Slack, so that you know how to use them before you eventually start working with them. All right. And now we have the Remote Sales Academy. We are starting the next cohort of the Remote Sales Academy on the 7th of April. And in that academy, we are going to be showing you every single thing you need to learn, you need to know as a sales VA. Every single thing you need to master that will help you to maximize your income, maximize your earning, maximize commission, get opportunities that has base pay. Everything you need to everything you need to learn to become good at that, we are going to be covering it in the Remote Sales Academy. So this is the Remote Sales Academy. It will take you 5 to 8 weeks. That's about 2 months of training. We are going to cover high ticket appointment setting. You'll be selling thing products of 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. When I said sell, I mean booking appointments. I don't mean you'll be getting on call or closing the sales. You'll be booking appointments for programs, for offers of 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, $20,000. I have a call with someone on Sunday, and it's a client I'm adding to my portfolio. And see, this, like I said, you can do this across multiple people. I have one currently, the one I showed you, that's just 2 weeks. I will still show you more when I have them. Just 2 weeks. When I get more, the income increases. I'm going to show you one from here. This is the academy. You learn appointment setting, sales communication, lead qualification, and all of that. And let me just jump to what I said I want to show you now. This is what I was talking about. This is another one. You can see the date, October. You can see the date, October. This is another one. This is it. This is it. I'm showing this just for you to know that what I'm talking about, and there is more of it like that, is just like that. And this is not everything. I just picked some and shared there. There are so many that I cannot even share here. This is what I want for everybody. Like I said at the beginning of this call, I started this year with a burden, and the burden is to have 1,000 VAs who are earning $1,000 every single month. Every single month. You don't know what your life would be until you start earning that. And you should not limit yourself. You should not restrict yourself. This is one skill. Sales is one skill that can give you this on a weekly basis. We are still in the month of March, but as I'm speaking with you, I have a commission piled up for the month of April, which is already $780, and I have not even started April yet. My commission for April is already piling up, 780 already piling up. These are not me. When that eventually comes, I will show you. If you are still joining the webinar, then I will show you. This is what I want for everybody, every VA in Africa. You can make this happen. You can do this. And I know you can do this. I believe you can do this. And you need to be in the next cohort because I'll be pouring my entire self. If you got value from this webinar, and this is just a free webinar, imagine what I'm going to pour myself, how much I'm going to pour myself into the program itself. So how much is the Remote Sales Academy? The investment you are making in yourself is just 30,000 naira. Just 30,000 naira. And if you cannot afford to pay this at once, you can split your payment twice, or you can pay it 3 times. We have flexible payment plan so that you can have every opportunity to invest in yourself in this academy. All right, so you can decide to go for the one-time fee or go for the flexible payment plan. So you have, if you are interested in joining this, you want to invest in yourself with this, reach out to whoever invited you to this call and they will tell you how to get started. All right. If I invited you, you can just drop in the comment or you can just drop in my DM that I was just on a call with you and I'm interested in joining the academy. If I wasn't the one that invited you, reach out to whoever invited you and tell them that you are interested in joining the academy. So you can either decide to join the academy and get and start and be among the 1,000 people that will be earning $1,000 every month before the end of this year. Or you can decide to keep doing things on your own. And mind you, in the academy, we'll also tell you how to pitch yourself. Now, I think I need to say this before we go, and I'll take questions. If you feel like you are not interested in sales, like sales is not my thing, you want to focus on being a medical VA, you want to focus on what you are doing, but you struggle to pitch yourself to clients, you don't have to join the academy. And I'm saying this with all sense of sincerity. You don't need to join the Remote Sales Academy. If you already feel like you want to focus on your niche, you want to focus on where you are already, you do not need to join the Remote Sales Academy. We have a special program for you where we are going to teach you everything you need to pitch yourself, not as a sales VA, but just yourself, only yourself. You will tell them that you'll be able to communicate what you do and how you can help them. This morning, I got a chat from someone. I wish I could share the screen, but I want to protect the identity of the person. I got a chat from someone in our Slack channel, this in our Slack community this morning, and she told me about, for those of you that are already in our coaching program, you will know this person I'm talking about. We use that as a role play scapegoat. So we do role play every week where you come online and I act as a client that you want to pitch yourself to as a VA. So you will try to pitch yourself to me as your client on that role play. So everybody would watch the role play and everybody will learn from the role play. So we use this particular VA as the scapegoats on that was last week. It was last week Thursday. We used that as a scapegoat. So she sent us the DM of a particular client she was chatting with, and then on that same call, we looked into that chat and we looked at how we could make that conversation better. And she made it better. She sent the follow up to me eventually. And so this morning she sent me a DM about how the client is ready to have a call with her. And she was even telling me that she felt like the call was too early. Like she didn't know the call would come this soon. That is how powerful what we are teaching in the program is. You learn with us. You learn, there are already materials for you to go through, and then you'll be joining us every week for coaching call and for role play sessions. Everything you need. See, anything that stops you from making $1,000 this year as a VA every month, not just once, so every month, you have to do all within your power to make sure it does not happen to you. And that is why I'm inviting you to join the academy. If you don't want to go into sales, but you want to learn how to pitch yourself to clients, whatever skill you want to have, join our Client Magnet Accelerator program. The CMA program is just 20,000. Your investment is just 20,000, and it is lifetime access, not monthly. Lifetime access. You get the videos, and you're joining us every week for coaching calls and for role play sessions. All right. So I think I want to take questions. And if you're interested in the RSA, if you join the RSA, you get the CMA as part of the package. All right, it's already part of the package. If you join the RSA for 30,000 naira, you get the CMA as part of the package. But if you just want the CMA, it is just 20,000 naira. And today, my team and I decided that we're increasing the RSA from 30,000 naira to undecided yet. Probably, I don't know yet, maybe 35,000 for the next cohort. So it will not be this price for the next cohort. After this current cohort that starts April 7, the price is going up. So you can enter my DM or whoever invited you and they'll get you started into this cohort. And if there's a CMA you want, just reach out to them as well. They will get you started for the CMA program. Now, let's look at the questions we have. If you don't have direct VA experience, how do you know what to charge? Sylvia, I'm going to be straight and direct with you. You need to be in the CMA program. The CMA program answers this question extensively. But let me try to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. If you don't have direct VA experience, during your VA training, you did mock-up projects. And in the CMA program, we have a system that helps you break down your experience, that helps you break down what you can do and decide how much you can charge. How much you charge is not based on what people think. It is 100% based on you. 100% based on you. So we have that system in the CMA program. So Sylvia, let's talk in DM. Let's get you into the CMA program, and that question will be 100% sorted and answered. All right. The I don't know how you're going to teach me to pronounce this your name, right? But you see, I will answer your question without pronouncing your name. What if they push the question back to you? Okay, the question of what is your salary expectation? See, if they push it back to you, push it back to them. The moment you name a price or whatever, this is not the official response. But you see, if they push it back to you and you really want to say something, whatever price you have in your head, just multiply it by two. If you are thinking you want to charge $800, tell them you are charging $1,500. Force their hand to tell you what their budget is. Force their hand. If you feel like, if you're even if you're not comfortable, decide that you have nothing to lose. They've not even sent you a contract yet. They've not sent you an offer letter. So you have nothing to lose. So whatever is in your head, multiply by two and tell them. If what's in your head is $1,000, multiply by two and say 2,000. If you feel like 2,000 will make you cringe, say 1,500. Never say the first amount that comes in your mind. Never. Never says the amount. Never say the amount, the first amount that comes to your mind. All right. So if they keep pushing it back to you, multiply the amount in your mind by two and tell them, or push it back to them. All right. So I think that answered that question. I'm not seeing any other question from anyone again. So that would be the end of today. And once again, I apologize for starting very late. And next week, I'll make sure this does not happen. We're going to have another one next week. It's going to be an exact time next week. And I hope you got something from this meeting. You got value. You got some lessons. You think some things you're going to apply to yourself. And I really, really hope to see you in the RSA Academy or the CMA program. Reach out to whoever invited you and tell them that you got value from this webinar and you want to move forward for the program. See you in my DM or see you next week.